Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, set that timer to at least set that timer to an hour. No, set it for 4 hours. 4 hours? 4 hours. Let's go to school before we go to school. Yo, it's 13:13. Nah, nah. Which statement is true regarding the aircraft? Oh, you want to start another one? Let's finish the one we started yesterday, then go on the one we did today. Shall we? Let's finish up where we left off yesterday. Let's finish up where we left off yesterday. Let's finish where we left off yesterday, peeps. Can we? Does anyone agree with me? Let's do that. It's about to be a little harder. It's early. I just wake up. The house is asleep. Let me turn off all my timers so nothing bothers me while we going in. I got that timer off. Now let's put this timer on. And starting tomorrow, we're gonna have our original time, which we're gonna start. Okay? So let's not get too cocky. I got my I use a couple tea bags. I gotta stay up, peeps. I'm all the way up now. I'm all the way up now. So I gotta stay up. This stuff really keeps you up with the caffeine. You feel me? Sometimes you can get a little sick. You know what I'm saying? So, which of the following conditions is usually not acceptable to any extent in the turbine blades? And that's the cracks. So, did I open up a study session? Let's open up an existing study session or a study session which I have previously opened. I want to get that other study session going too. You know, let me get this out of the way. I don't need this anymore. Let me get this out of the way so I can get this in the way. So I can get stuff on the way. Huh? Huh? And guys, these are all my videos. And they are here to help. Not me only, but I listen to these videos when I'm driving. I don't look at the screen, I just focus on listening. You know, it's a listening is another way of getting this knowledge in the brain. And I believe people can teach me something too, you know. You can teach me and I can teach you. Now, I got my other, and the reason why these are called prep wars is because, hey, I'm learning from every angle. I'm actually learning in 5 different angles, but Ain't nothing gonna come out of it if I don't execute. That being said, if I'm just pulling these up and not doing them, it's a waste of time. If I'm buying all these books and not using them, it's a waste of my time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be executing a lot of stuff today, because I don't like wasting my time. And I'm sure nobody likes wasting their time, especially me. Yeah, so I'm on the wrong chapter. I'm going to get on the right chapter before I begin, you know. And then we can start knocking this out. Guess what? Everything is going to come. Everything is going to come in due time. If you watch these videos, you're going to know that this is not a waste of time. Watch this. Right off the bat. Watch this. At what point in the actual flow turbojet engine will the highest gas pressure occur? At the compressor outlet. We did that yesterday. Now, let's just do 2 days on each topic. No, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to actually hop back over to my study. The way I set up the study is guaranteed to work. It's 4 minutes and you haven't learned nothing. So, at the compressor outlet, that's where you'll find the highest gas pressure in the actual flow turbojet engine. Right? At what point in the actual flow turbojet engine will the highest gas pressure occur? At the compressor outlet. One function of the nozzle diaphragm look at this. One function of the nozzle diaphragm in the turbine engine is to direct the flow of gases to strike the turbine blades at the desired angle. Is that so? Yes, sir. Let's go over here. What is the profile of the turbine engine compressor blade? What is the profile? Profile is to reduce turbine engine compressor blade. A reduced blade tip thickness. A reduced blade tip thickness. What is the profile? I'm about to get a mic. I used to have a mic. I gave it away. What is the profile of a turbine engine compressor blade? But everything I've given away came back to me twice as good. So don't be afraid to give. It will come back to you. A reduced blade thickness. A fan rotational speed of a dual axial flow compressor. Dual axial compressor forward fan engine is the same as the what? Let's see. The fan is a portion of the low pressure compressor of the dual axial flow compressor. The rotor blades of the fan section are long enough that the air they move passes around the outside of the gas generator portion of the engine. The fan rotational speed is the same as that of the low pressure compressor. I don't know what they're trying to say to me here, but I think 811 is the low pressure compressor. And these videos are not to teach. These videos are to help me. And I see that they help me. So what I'm just reading out of a book. I don't come up with this knowledge on my own. I'm reading out of a book, yo. And when I read it this way, I can listen to it later, and I can, help myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So the fan rotational speed of a dual axial flow compressor forward fan engine is the same as the low pressure compressor. Low pressure compressor. And I want to highlight my answers. When the leading edges of a first stage turbine blade is found to have stress rupture cracks, which of the following should be suspected? Stress rupture cracks or deformation of the leading edge of the first stage turbine blades are usually caused by over temperature condition. Over temperature operation must be suspected when finding the type of damage. Over temperature condition. What aircraft turbine blades are subjected to excessive heat stress? What type of failure would you expect? Stress rupture. What kind of failures would you suspect? A stress rupture. Which of the following condition is usually not acceptable to any extent in the turbine blades? Cracks. Let's see what's going on. Why can't I go to the other? What am I doing here? Some high-volume turboprop and turbojet engines are equipped with two spools or split compressors. Split compressors. When these engines are operated at a high altitude, the low pressure rotor will increase the speed as the compressor load decreases in the lower density air. Once you go up high, pressure, the air gets less dense up there. That's why they developed the turbochargers. But I said low pressure rotor will increase in speed as the compressor load decreases in the lower density air. Hey, yo, I want to give a shout out to my power plant teacher, man. That dude teach me some stuff. And you got to teach yourself a little bit. They can't do all the work. The Brayton cycle is known as what, bruh? It's a pressure cycle. The air passing through a combustion chamber of a turbine engine is what? Used to support the air passing through the combustion chamber. Part of the air flowing through the combustion chamber of the jet engine mixes with fuel for combustion. The majority of the air, however, passes between outer casing and liner and is used to cool the combustion gases. Used to cool the combustion and cool the engine. So the air passing through the combustion chamber of a turbine engine is used to support combustion and to cool the engine. When aircraft turbine blades are subjected to excessive heat stress, what type of failure would you expect? Stress rupture. Let's go over and get some of this good stuff. Let's eat some of this stuff. Let's get some of this in here. Some of this knowledge. Which of the following may be used to mark turbine engine component exposure to high temperature? To what? Mark turbine engine components exposed to high temperature. The layout die. What turbine engine section provides for proper mixing of the fuel and air? What turbine engine section provide for proper mixing of fuel and air? Air. Is it the combustion section? Yes, sir. It's the combustion section. In a turbine engine with dual spool compressors, right? What's this? In a turbine engine with a dual spool compressor, the low speed compressor seeks its own best operating speed. The high pressure rotor of the split spool compressor is governed for speed, but the low pressure rotor is free to operate at its own best speed. As the air density decreases at altitude, the compressor load decreases and the low pressure rotor increases its speed. What is the proper starting sequence for a turbojet engine? Starter, fuel, ignition. Starter, ignition, fuel. Starter, you start it, ignite it. But I think the starters provide a spark. The ignition, let's read it and not guess. The proper sequence for starting a turbojet engine is start engine, engage the starter to start the compressor turning. Then turn the ignition. Finally, turn on the fuel. Not like a good tea bag in the morning, you know? The stators in the turbine section of a gas turbine engine increases the velocity. The stator increases the velocity of the gas flow. Which statement are true regarding aircraft engine propulsion? An engine-driven propeller imparts a relatively small amount of acceleration to the large mass of air. An engine-driven propeller imparts a relatively small amount of acceleration to a large mass of air. In which type of turbine engine combustion chamber is the case and liner removed and installed as one unit during routine maintenance? Is it the can handler? No. It says the can type combustion chambers of the turbojet engine consist of an outer case or housing, and inside it is perforated stainless steel combustion chamber or liner. Let's spell that word. Perforated. 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 The case and liners are removed as a unit for routine maintenance. I'm trying to find a way to get my voice clearly on here. If you know a way to get my voice clear coming out, let me know. So the can type, you know what I'm saying? It says in which type of turbine engine combustion is the case and liner removed and installed as one unit during routine maintenance. The can. Turbine nozzle diaphragms. You know what that is? Let's go straight to the X. One of the functions of the nozzle diaphragm in the turbojet engine is to increase the velocity. Increase the velocity of the heated gas flowing through it. In speeding up this gas, a portion of the heat and pressure energy is turned into velocity energy, which is converted to mechanical energy by the turbine rotor blades. I say increase the velocity of the heated gas flowing part past this point. Increase the velocity of the heated gases flowing past this point. Which of the following acts as a diffuser in the turbine engine and converts velocity to pressure? Which of the following axis of diffuser in the turbine engine and converts velocity to pressure? Is it the stators? Yes, sir. The stator blades act as diffusers. Can I type that real quick? Stators act as diffusers at each stage, partially converting high velocity to pressure. Bro, it's a different ball game out here. We are not on the same level. When you passing these tests, you let people who are not studying, let them know. Once you're studying with Dre, we are not on the same level no more, yo, because we put in hours. Like the FAA want us to put in extra hours. That comes with the school. So this is the hours I'm letting the FAA know that, yo, I put in them hours. Oh, yeah. And that's why I get the A's. That's why I get the A's, yo. I put in these hours, baby. Stop playing with me. I literally put it, I go hard for this. I need this, bro. I need this. I be sleeping, bro, thinking about aviation, bro. Bro, I wanted to be a pilot, man. But I'm scared, man. I'm scared, yo. That's why I want to fly helicopters instead, bro. And I'm scared of that shit, too. I'm scared of that shit too, man. People be telling me, yo, it's hard to fly helicopters. So? It's me. I believe, yo. I believe God will help me through it. In God I trust. In God I trust. Oh my God. Shout out to Kobe, yo. And his family, may God rest their souls. The turbine nozzle diaphragms located on upstream side of the turbine wheels are used in the gas turbine engine to do what? Listen what it says. It said when high energy gases leave the combustion section of the turbine engine, they enter the turbine section. The turbine section is made up of stationary rotating airfoils, or vanes. The stationary vanes are grouped together to form a nozzle, which increases the velocity of the gases and direct the high-energy gases leaving the combustors into turbine rotating blades. They said the turbine nozzle diaphragms located upstream of each turbine wheel are used in gas turbine engine to increase the velocity flowing past this point. Yo, let me tell you something, baby. In gas turbine engine, combustion occurs at a constant what? Pressure. The fan rotational speed of the dual axial compressor forward fan engine is the same as the low pressure compressor. At what point in the actual flow turbojet engine will the highest gas pressure occur? The combustion section or the compressor outlet? One function of the nozzle diaphragm in the turbine engine is to what? You tell me. Direct the flow of gases to strike the turbine blades at the desired angle. I read that before, yo. I read that before. Stop getting these and stop overthinking. I read this like 3 times. It direct the flow of the gases to strike turbine blades at a desired angle, baby. Is that too hard? He said what? The exhaust cone placed at the turbine in the jet engine will cause pressure to first will cause the pressure in the first part of the exhaust to do what? Well, the exhaust cone on a turbojet engine forms a divergent duct, which increases the pressure of exiting gases and decreases velocity. The exhaust cone placed aft the turbine jet engine will cause the pressure in the first part of the exhaust duct to do what? It says the turbojet engine forms a divergent duct, which increases pressure of the existing gases. Okay, so the pressure will increase and if the velocity will decrease. Okay, what is the function of the stator vane assembly at the discharge end of the type actual flow compressor? The stator vanes at the discharge of an actual flow compressor are called what? The straightening vanes. Okay? They are used to straighten the airflow and to eliminate turbulence. I have a test this morning. What are they used for? They are used to straighten the airflow. And what we're talking about here? We are talking about stator vanes, which are used to straighten the airflow and eliminate turbulence. Yo, I don't play, bro. When it comes to this money, I do not play. I'll pay $1 million to learn. And I'm not trying to learn to go make more money. Not only that, I want that. But I want to learn to create. To create, baby. Oh, yeah. What must be done after the fuel control unit has been placed on the aircraft gas turbine engine? We should perform, let's see the explanation. After a fuel control has been replaced on a turbine engine, the engine must be retrimmed. Trimming a gas turbine engine consists of adjusting the fuel control to give the engine correct idle and maximum RPM. After the fuel control has been replaced on a turbine engine, the engine must be retrimmed. I want to send my son some real trains. He loves trains. And I just want him to have the best, man. Like, I wish I could give him the best as a baby to, like, you know, let him know, man, like, yo, money ain't a thing but a chicken wing. Before you have kids, yo, make sure you have money. That ain't a thing. It ain't a thing but a goddamn chicken wing, yo. Retrim the engine. So what must be done after the fuel control unit has been replaced or the aircraft gas turbine engine? On an aircraft gas turbine engine, retrim the engine. What is the function of the inlet guide vane assembly on an actual flow compressor? Oh my God. God, just keep me humble, yo. Learning all this stuff, I feel big. Every day I get up, I try to learn this stuff. I keep feeling bigger, yo. Keep me humble, God, please. I feel too big out here, bro. I'm talking different. People are looking at me different, bro. Like, why, man? Bro, I can't even control my words anymore, bro. They just keep coming out smarter and smarter. And I'm not asking for this. It's just coming with the I don't even know what the word is. It's coming to me, man. I'm trying to stay humble, man. Huh? But what is the function of the inlet guide vanes assembly on the actual flow compressor. It directs the air into the first stage rotor blades at the proper angle. What is the function of the inlet guide vane assembly on the actual flow compressor? Directs the air into the first stage rotors at the proper angle. A turbine engine hot section is particularly susceptible to which kind of damage? Cracking. What is meant by a double entry centrifugal compressor? A double entry? Wow, I never seen this one. A double entry centrifugal compressor is a compressor that has vanes on both sides of the impeller. The intake air is ducted into the impeller at both its front and back side. The accelerated air is taken from its ram. Two-stage compressors. So, a double entry centrifugal compressor, a compressor with vanes on both sides of the impeller. A double entry centrifugal compressor has vanes on both sides of the impeller. The procedure for removing the accumulation of dirt deposit compressor blades is called a field cleaning. The stator vanes in the actual flow compressor converts velocity into pressure. The stator vanes in the actual flow compressor converts velocity into pressure. The highest heat to metal contact in the jet engine is what? The highest heated metal contact in the jet engine is what? Highest heat to metal? It's the turbine inlet guide vanes. The tits, baby. Turbine inlet temperature. Is it the same thing? Highest heat to metal contact inside the jet engine occurs at the entrance to the first stage turbine. This is the turbine inlet guide vanes. Which of the following may be used to accomplish internal inspection of an assembled turbine engine? Internal inspection or boroscope? A boroscope. Somebody tell me what a boroscope means. Well, let me read the explanation here first. The inspection of the interior of the turbine engine installed on the aircraft can be performed by use of boroscope. Let's go here see what that means. For my peeps, come check my phone. They don't have boroscope, huh? Is this what I'm paying for? I'm paying to not know what a boroscope means literally. But we can go on Google, Let's see what Google said a boroscope is. Anyway, let's get back to our studying. That's how they take you off track. You go on Google, next thing you know, you're sleeping. In a dual axial flow compressor, the first stage turbine drives what? In a dual flow axial compressor, first stage turbine drives the N2 compressor. Dual axial flow compressor, the first stage turbine drives what? The N2 compressor. Now, I don't know much yet of what I need to know, and it's not because I've been wasting time. It's because I'm not fast enough. I said it. I'm not fast enough. There are people out here that's faster than me. There are people out here that's faster than me, and guess what? I'm not a hater. I'm a team player, baby. I respect them. What is two basic elements of the turbine section in a turbine engine? Hot and cold. Excuse me, I said something wrong. What are two basic elements of the turbine section in a turbine engine? the stator and rotor. Not section, it says elements. Stator and rotor. The turbine. A gas turbine engine. The gas turbine engine comprises which three main sections? Is it the turbine, the compressor, and the combustion? Let's read the explanation. The three main sections of a turbine engine are compressor, which compresses the air entering the engine, the combustor, in which the energy from burning fuel is added to the compressed air, and the turbine, which drives the compressor, who establishes mandatory replacement for critical component of turbine engine. It's always the manufacturer. I believe it's the manufacturer. Now they try to trick you with the component manufacturer. That's wrong. The instruction for continued airworthiness prepared by engine manufacturers approved by the FAA contain the mandatory replacement times for critical components of the engine to which instructions applies. The blending of blades and vanes in the turbine engine. The blending of blades and vanes in the turbine engine. Let's hear what the explanation says. Blending is a method of hand recontouring damage. The compressor blades and vanes uses small files, emery cloth, and honing stones. Blending is done parallel to the length of the blades to minimize stress, concentrate, and to restore the smooth shape of the surface. So if something knock up in there, you're gonna blend that blade, baby. So it's usually accomplished, should be performed parallel to the length of the blade using smooth contours to finish the stress point. I'll be getting these deep breaths. It's like my lungs is saying, yo, you should have chilled with them smokesies. But I rebuke those feelings in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the one who died for my sins, baby. Stop playing. You know he died for my sins. It should be performed parallel to the length of the blade using smooth contours to minimize stress points. Which of the following variables affect the inlet air density of the turbine engine? What variables? Three factors that affect the density of the air taken into the inlet air system of a turbojet engines are the speed of the aircraft, the altitude at which the aircraft is flying, and the ambient surrounding air temperature. Three factors that affect the density of air taken into the inlet air system of a turbojet engines are the speed, altitude at which the aircraft is flying, and the ambient surrounding air temperatures. Speed, altitude, and ambient temperature. Which of the following variables affect inlet air density of a turbine engine? Speed, altitude, ambient temperatures. The recurrent ingestion of dust or other fine airborne particulates into a turbine engine can result in dust or other fine airborne particulates can damage the turbine engine by eroding components in the compressor and turbine stage. Turbine engines operated in a dusty environment normally have efficient dust and particle separators in their induction system. Dust and other fine airborne particulates can damage the turbine section. Hey, let's Let's put up my son for a minute. Let him know that yo, you was with me in these studies. Put the screen up. Mind me turn this shit off. Okay, look up there. That's my boy up there, yo. That's my main man's. That's my baby, yo. In Jesus' name, cover him. I just want to put a little bit of him up there, man. How can we do that? I might have to bring this over here. I want him to be a little bit in there, man. Like, at least his foot. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel it on me? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can get that situated in due time. Okay? So the recurrent ingestion of dust or other fine airborne particulates in the turbine engine can result of erosion, damage to the compression and turbine section. The APU is usually rotated during start by electricity. The electric starter. Now I want to know how that APU is literally rotated. I don't want to hear about no electric starter. I want to break down the electric starter. I want to go back to the starting system and see exactly how that APU works. Well, the small gas turbine engine that provides electrical power and compressed air is started by the DC electric starter. An electric starter. Man, sometimes I just want to stay in school forever. I love it, bro. I might take a little extra classes here and there. The highest heat to metal contact in a jet engine is the highest heat to metal contact in a jet engine. Highest heat to metal contact in jet engine is the turbine inlet guide vanes. Hot section inspection for many modern turbine engines are required. Hot sections inspections for many modern turbine engines are required. Hot section inspections for many modern turbine engines are required. Let's see, on time or cycle basis. I was looking at that one too. The hot section inspection of a gas turbine engine, right, consists of a visual dimensional inspection of components in the hot section, which includes combustion section, turbine inlet guide vanes, turbine wheels, and all of the other components that operate in high temperature gas path. Hot sections inspections are regularly conducted on a time or cycle basis, and when there has been a deterioration of certain of the engine parameters, such as EGT, EPR, and fuel flow. So hot section inspection, bro, for many modern turbine engines are required on a time or cycle basis. The condition known as hot streaking in turbine engine is caused by what, bruh? Wow. I love this one. This is my favorite right here. A condition known as hot streaking. Let's see what the sweet explanation says, bro. Hey yo, get ready, cause this one's gonna tickle you a little bit. The hot streaking is a hot section condition. Let me start over, cause I know you're gonna see this one. The hot streaking is a hot section condition in which the flame penetrates through the entire turbine system to the tailpipe. Hot streaking is caused by a partially clogged fuel nozzle which does not atomize the fuel into a cone-shaped pattern, but rather allows a small fuel stream to flow with sufficient force to cut through the cooling air, blanket and impinge directly on the turbine surfaces. So, a condition known as hot streaking in turbine engine is caused by a partially clogged fuel nozzle. What turbine engine section provides for proper mixing of fuel and air? Can you reread that for me? I said, what turbine engine section provides for proper mixing of fuel and air? Is it a combustion section? The function of the exhaust cone assembly of a turbine engine is to straighten and collect the exhaust gases into a solid exhaust jet. The function of an exhaust cone assembly of a turbine engine is to straighten and collect exhaust gases into a solid exhaust jet. The velocity, can you say that word again? The velocity, bro, one more time, bro. The velocity of the supersonic air as it flows through a divergent nozzle increases. So it says when the supersonic air flows through a divergent nozzle, the nozzle whose cross-sectional area increases in a direction of airflows, its velocity increases and its pressure decreases. So the velocity of the supersonic air that flows through the divergent nozzle increases. What are the two functional elements in the centrifugal compressor? What are two functional elements in a centrifugal compressor? Woo! The impeller and the diffuser, baby. I've been waiting on this question for a while. The reason I'm feeling this way, I feel my spirit, man. My spirit is just full. It's just full, man. I don't even know if it's good or bad, but I just feel something in my heart. Yeah, baby. I literally feel something in my heart, bruh. What are two functional elements in a centrifugal compressor? Impeller and diffuser. The pressure of subsonic air as it flows through a convergent nozzle. The pressure of subsonic air as it flows through a convergent nozzle. Can I do this one slowly? The pressure of the convergent, PVPVDI. Is that the one that said DI? I think so. I'll have to check that picture again. So the subsonic, let's see, subsonic. And what kind of nozzle is this? Convergent. Okay, convergent control. And they're asking for the what? The pressure? The pressure convergent. So the pressure decreases while the velocity increases. Or is it the other way around? It says subsonic. Decreases. I think I have it backwards. Let me check my pictures for the picture I took on that. Because I took a picture on that. And I think I have it here. I don't want to get too deep in my phone because, I got personal stuff. I don't want nobody zooming in on my stuff. Let's get off of this. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff be going down, you know what I'm saying? Which of the following is the ultimate limiting factor of a turbine engine operation? Which of the following is the ultimate limiting factor of the turbine engine operation? It's always the turbine inlet temperature. Which of the following is the ultimate limiting factor of the turbine engine op? Turbine inlet temperatures. The fan rotational speed of a dual axial compressor forward fan engine is the same as the what? The fan rotational speed of a dual axial compressor forward fan engine is same as the low pressure compressor. The fan rotational speed of a dual axial compressor forward fan engine is the same as the low pressure compressor. The cool-off period prior to shutdown of the turbine engine accomplished in order. Close the bleed valves, right? Is that what they're asking? A cool-off period prior to shutdown. Turbine engine accomplished in order to allow the turbine wheel to cool before the case contracts around it. Oh my God. I can feel all the air leaving my brain. Let's take a deep breath. Let's charge this brain up, yo. Let's get back my laptop down. I'm back. You said what? Back, baby. The pressure of a subsonic air as it flows through a convergent nozzle decreases. The two types of centrifugal compressor impellers are what? The two types of centrifugal impellers. There's two types of centrifugal impeller. The two types of centrifugal compressor impellers are centrifugal compressor impellers or the impeller and diffuser. No, what am I saying, man? The two types of centrifugal compressor and impeller. Well, stop playing with me. There's a single and a double entry. Read that for me. The two types of centrifugal compressor used in the turbojet engine is the single entry and double entry. The single entry compressor has screws on only one side, while the double entry compressor has screws on both sides. A double entry compressor is much like two single entry compressor back to back. What should be done initially if a turbine engine catches fire when starting? Continue cranking, turn off the fuel, baby. Or turn off the fuel and continue cranking. Continue engine rotation. Turn off the fuel and continue engine rotation with the starter. So make sure the fuel is turned off first. Dirt particles in the air being introduced to the compressor of the turbine engine will form a coating on all but which of the following? The turbine blades. An advantage of the centrifugal flow compressor is its high peak efficiency. No. An advantage of the centrifugal compressor is its high pressure rise per stage. Read the explanation for me, please. Well, a centrifugal compressor is simple and rugged, and it can be made at a relatively low cost. The pressure rise, which is introduced by expansion, produced by expansion of gases in the diffuser manifold and by conversion of kinetic energy of motion into static pressure, is the high for each stage. The advantage of the centrifugal flow compressor is its high pressure rise per stage. What is the proper starting sequence for a turbojet engine? For a turbojet, start ignition fuel. Which of the following influences the operation of the automatic fuel control unit of the turbojet engine? Which of the following influences the operation of the automatic fuel control unit in the turbojet engine? What are they asking you? Well, they're asking me about the operation of the automatic fuel control unit. What are they asking you? For the operation of an automatic fuel control unit on a turbojet engine. For automatic fuel control unit? What are you talking about, bro? Well, first of all, most automatic fuel control units for turbojet engines sense inlet air temperature, compressor RPM, burner pressure, compressor discharge pressure, and the position of the power lever throttle. Which of the following influences the operation of the automatic fuel control unit on turbojet engines? Burner pressure. When in operation, the speed of the APU, the fuel control system used on the APU automatically controls the fuel for starting and then brings the engine up smoothly to its operated RPM. It automatically maintains its RPM as the air or electrical load condition change. The fuel control system used on APU automatically controls the fuel for starting and then brings the engine up smoothly to its rated RPM. It automatically maintains its RPM as the air or electrical load condition change. So when in operation, the speed of an APU remains at or near rated speed regardless of load condition. Oh, I'm tired. Let's go back to the beginning and go over all that we have going over. Makes no sense doing all these questions and you gotta go over them, you know. When the leading edge of the first stage turbine blade is found to have stress rupture cracks, which of the following should be suspected? Over temperature condition. Over temperature condition. When the aircraft turbine blades are subjected to excessive heat stress, what type of failure should you expect? Stress rupture. Stress rupture. When aircraft turbine blades are subjected to excessive heat stress, what type of failure would you expect? Stress rupture. Main bearing oil seals used with turbine engine are usually what type? Labrite or carbon rubbing? Why do you say rubbing? Labrite carbon rubbing. The exhaust section of the turbine engine is designed to do what? Impart a high exit velocity to the exhaust gases. On APU equipped with free turbine and load compressor, the primary function of the load compressor is to what? I went over this. That's to provide bleed air for aircraft pneumatic system. Provide bleed air for aircraft pneumatic system. And people, I'm a goat. No, I'm a ram. We are not the same, baby. I wonder if rams live on Mars, yo. Rams probably live on Mars. I'm probably from Mars, baby. The turbine engine with a dual spool compressor. The low speed compressor seeks its own best operating speed. Where's the highest gas pressure in the turbojet engine? The highest one? Is it the entrance? No. In the entrance of the burner section. Give me the explanation, please. The highest gas pressure in the turbojet engine occurs at the outlet of the compressor, and I guess that's the burner section. The compressor outlet is the same as the entrance of the burner section. If the RPM of the actual flow compressor remains constant, the angle of attack of the rotor blades can be changed by changing the velocity of the airflow. If the RPM of the actual flow remains constant, the angle of attack rotor blades can change by changing velocity. The turbine section of a turbojet engine. What it says? The turbine section? It drives the compressor section. Standard sea level pressure is 29.928 G. Where do stress rupture cracks usually appear on turbine blades? Where does stress rupture cracks usually appear on turbine blades? What? Where does... Oh, I got it. So where do stress rupture cracks usually appear on the turbine blades? Across the leading edge or trailing edge at right angles to the edge length. Across the leading edge or trailing edge at right angles to the edge length. How do a dual axial flow compressor improve the efficiency of the turbojet engine? How does a dual axial flow compressor improve the efficiency of a turbojet engine? Higher compressor ratio can be obtained. I'm sorry, I'm rushing it. But that was the answer. How does the dual axial compressor improve efficiency of the turbojet? Higher compression ratios can be obtained. Let's go back over here. At what stage in the turbine engine are gas pressure the greatest? Is it the compressor outlet? Yes, sir. The non-rotating axial compressor airfoil in the aircraft gas turbine engine are called stator vanes. The non-rotating axial flow, the non-rotating airfoils in the aircraft gas turbine axial flow compressor are called stator vanes. The turbine section of a jet engine drive the compressor section. What is the possible cause when the turbine engine indicates no change in power setting parameters but oil temperature is high? The engine main bearing distress. Wow. You know what, guys? Let's roll, let's chill, and let's stop before something spill. Let's call it a day. Not for a real day, but we're going to come back. We're going to go get some breakfast. It's now 4:17. I got to take a shower, pop my pill. My blood is strong. My ass is strong. My abs are tight. Let's roll, baby.